Namaste, everyone, and welcome to the Anchor Light for whatever this is. I think it's Monday. And here we are on the second part this morning, or the earlier session. We talked about, let me see if I can remember the actual verse that we talked about. Let me see. To attain knowledge, add things every day. To attain wisdom, remove things every day. And so we're trying to continue with that teaching when it comes to letting go of stuff, right? So when we talk about letting go of stuff, oftentimes we forget what are we letting go of. It's just like meditation. Oftentimes we guide you in meditation and say, okay, be still and let go. And the number one question people ask is, let go of what? So we'll cover that a little more tonight. So before we start, let's ask for blessing, shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints of all traditions, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahaguji Mailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your compassionate, purifying light and soothing, healing energy. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right, so the verse is actually quite simple. If I can find it. It's kind of backwards. Anyway, all right, here we go. Let's see. So you guys remember Pythagoras, or the Pythagorean theorem, which is, remember, if you have a triangle, c square is equal to a square plus b square, or the x and the y, x and y, x square, y square plus y equals the hypotenuse, which is c square. Anyway, the really smart philosopher who came up with that was Pythagoras, or when I was in Greece, they corrected it because Pythagoras. That's how you used to say it, right? Anyway, we want to honor him because for a lot of you who are new to the spiritual teachings, in one of his lifetimes, he was a very, very advanced spiritual teacher. Actually, he is a very advanced spiritual teacher. And so it's not only about math and science. Actually, he goes much deeper. And it's interesting what he said. Be silent, or let thy words be worth more than silence. And this morning, or in the earlier session, when you talked about to gain wisdom, you have to remove stuff every day. And one of the things that really causes us to have inner noise is the mind is not clear, and then it uses the mouth to express confusion, like words like tick, 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 like that. Okay? Anyway, yes, thank you very much. Somebody said it. It's Lama Tsongkhapa from the Tibetan teacher, one of his incarnations. If you're new to this, it might be too far for you. Just keep that in mind. Anyway, one of the things that we're taught in Arhatic Yoga is refrain from useless conversations. And I remember my teacher used to say, refrain from useless conversation. I'm going, is there such a thing? And if you think about it, just watch people around you. Again, I'm not here telling you to go out and judge people. Hey, you're this and you're just observe. If you observe, and you're not just observing what they're saying, but the content of what they're saying, you oftentimes wonder, would my life be different if I didn't hear that? Would my life be better after I heard it? And oftentimes it's just like chatter. In fact, to drive the teaching deeper, I remember one of the things the Buddha always taught is right speech. It's part of the Eightfold Path. Right viewpoint, right thoughts, right words, or right speech, right? Right action, right livelihood, and so on and so on. There's 8 of them. But the part on right speech or right words, he has a very simple test. So you ask a simple question. 1, is what you're going to say true? Number 2, is it necessary? Number 3, is it kind? Is it going to be helpful to anyone? And if you listen to people talk, you go, okay, they're just talking about stuff. Is it true? No, they just heard it. They're not really sure if it's true or not. They're just kind of spewing it out. Is it really necessary for them to say it? No, they're just moving air with their mouth. And is it kind? Oftentimes, it's criticizing for no apparent reason. I'm not saying all, but Oftentimes you hear that. And you ask yourself, did I get anything out of that? Or is this just something to clutter my aura and my thoughts? So I remember when I read this, written by the great mathematician and great teacher, be silent or let thy words be more than silence. In other words, if you're not going to say anything, that's good because it's probably not necessary, doesn't do anything. If you're gonna say something, make sure it is uplifting to someone. It's contributing. And oftentimes we don't watch our thoughts, that's why we don't watch our words. I'm saying we because me included. So the way to get around it, so you don't get stuck with, just flapping your lips and your tongue and moving air and making noise, goes back to the old teaching. Same teaching. Who is the one that's talking? I am. So who are you? The soul. So we'll go back to the same thing again. You're probably so tired of hearing this. I keep repeating it. Who's talking? I am. So before you open your mouth and say something, you probably have the thought of something, right? Think of what you're going to say. Or at least a fleeting moment, just something came through you in your mind. So the question is, are you your thoughts? No. I'm the soul, I'm not the thoughts. So that means you have to have created a thought in order for that thought to somehow initiate your nervous system, your body, to be able to move the lips and say something. Okay. I said, but I wasn't really thinking. It just kind of popped into my head and I said it. All right, listen carefully. This is the part I really want you to understand so you can understand the deeper meaning of this simple verse that the teacher was talking about. If you are not actively creating the thoughts that leads to the words and the actions, okay? If you're not actively, you know who's doing the thinking? You know what those thoughts are? Those are the thought forms that are sitting in your energy field. That's the inner noise that all of us experience if we don't clean it up. Again, that's the bubble called the aura that we're walking around it. Every thought, every emotion we have, every action we have is registered as holograms or data in this cloud of thoughts and emotions. So if you are not actively saying, all right, I'm going to think good things about this person. I'm going to proactively work on this project. I'm proactively going to think of ways to make society better. If you're not doing any of those, that you're directing your thoughts, which would lead to the words and the actions, then those thought forms, the aura and the thought forms and the emotional forms and all that stuff in the cloud is what's thinking for you. And as those thoughts influence, the soul is kind of sitting there going, oh, okay, you are a jerk. That came into your head, right? Since the soul is not proactive, so the thought form starts affecting the soul. So the soul says, okay, mouth, tell that person you're a jerk. You're no good piece of whatever. And then afterwards, when the whole thing is over, if let's say something bad happens, you look back and go, I didn't mean to say that. It just came out of my mouth. Exactly. It's because we oftentimes forget who is the thinker, which leads to who is the feeler, talker, and doer. So in this simple verse says, be silent or let thy words be more than silence. First, you have to be silent. In order to be able to be silent, you have to first obviously clean the aura and the chakras, right? But the important part is, in order to be silent, it's an act of will initially to clean everything up. And then from there, when it's silent and quiet, we get to observe. Once you get to observe, then you get to choose the thoughts, the words, and the actions. So let's say you already did your practice on a regular basis, so most of the time, it's quiet. So when it's quiet, you now get to observe what's going on with people. Then you get to see, this person going through a difficult time. So instead of criticizing them, You observe. You go, okay, you ask the question, is what I'm going to tell this person true? Is it necessary for me to tell them that their dress is ugly? Or that you look at that guy, you look at him like, oh, by the way, those are ugly shoes. Whatever. So it might be true. Is it necessary? It's just like, okay, they wore that ugly thing. It's ugly, but they're not going anywhere. And the people around them wear uglier things. Who cares? The third part. Is it kind? If I tell this person, does it really help them becoming a better person? Or by me just have, hey, that's an ugly dress. Those are ugly shoes. You're ugly. You see, most people use truth as a weapon. Right? You heard people like that. They criticize you left and right, slice and dice you, and then he goes, I'm just being honest. Are you being honest? What you're saying is true, or it's true with the intention of causing harm? That's why true is not the only thing that is it's not the only criterion. Is it necessary? And last part, is it kind? Is it helpful? Is it useful? If it's not, zip it. Otherwise, will you keep planting those seeds and then you wonder, I don't know why people are criticizing me. Hello, there's this thing called the law of karma, not your opinion of karma. That's one of the things you notice. The more you spiritually evolve, the more careful you are with the words that come out of your mouth. That's how you tell. When a person evolves spiritually, there's less chatter in the aura. And they don't have to create noise or sound to give themselves some comfort. We talked about this earlier. Some people, they cannot stand being quiet. The music has to be playing, something has to be going on because they cannot stand themselves. They won't admit it or they don't know it because they can't stand this. They cannot stand what's populating their energy field. So they have to do something that's louder than their thoughts and their emotions so that they feel like, well, I don't have inner peace because it's so noisy. No. That's why we said earlier, one of the tests that you can perform yourself is to shut everything off just for a few minutes. There's no phone, there's no whatever, nothing. And just observe. And just observe the thoughts, the emotions that come up. Is it one of those like, I can do this? A few seconds later, you're going, If you encounter that, it's a good thing. You go, what? It's a good thing because now you get to realize, oh, there's the problem. That's what I need to work on. While most people, they don't do that. If you haven't sit down and go, this is boring, I could be doing something more productive, blah, 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 blah. In other words, they cannot stand the silence because it reveals their consciousness. So what do? If they can't stand it, since they don't have a technique to get rid of the noise, what do? They smoke, they drink, they shoot, they go on some journey of drinking some stuff, supposedly open up their consciousness, come back a bigger mess. Because no cleansing was done. If we do not empty out the aura, the chakras, and everything else, anything you do that supposedly helps you is not helping you. Anybody been there? I've been there. I look for ways to kind of quiet this mind. Okay. Let me, go watch this movie. Afterwards, I go, oh, it was a good movie. Afterwards, my thoughts are all over me again. Anyway, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't take any of that stuff because I was prohibited at what was that? When I first started my spiritual journey with my teacher at the age of 24. Man, that's quite a while back, huh? Yeah, that was the first thing he told me. Do it the slow way. You go, Master, the slow way. Who wants to do it the slow way? I want everything like 1 billion miles per hour. He said, do it the slow, traditional way. He said, I'm for innovation. I'm for, doing things efficiently and quickly. But when it comes to your spiritual development, do it slowly, do it properly. Some of these people that use artificial things to accelerate it, It's just hurting themselves. I said, okay. That's why we do it the old-fashioned way. Sit down and do your meditation. Now, some of you have gone through, what do you call that? There's a certain retreat. You know, where you don't talk to anyone for 10 days. Anybody remember that? It's called, it's a 10-day meditation for a lot of people. Come on, you guys. You guys are good at typing. Type something up for me. What is it called? You know, where for 10 days, you don't say anything. No eye contact, no cell phone, no anything. Anyway, whatever the name of it is. Vipassana, thank you. Vipassana meditation. And I've talked to a lot of people who have done it. Some have done it for 3 days, some have done 10 days. No eye contact, no talking, no cell phone, no anything. And most people say, the first 3 days is horrible. Why? There's nobody to talk to. So what happens? Since there's no interaction with anyone, you are forced to converse or deal only with what's inside of you. And guess what? It's emotional, mental diarrhea. And most people after 3 days, it's getting better. The good news is this. Here's the good news. See, the idea is to do those, the first 3 days is to observe, and of course, it comes with some stuff that comes to the surface. Then afterwards, the key to get out of it is to get insights. You cannot get insights if you don't observe. You cannot observe if your camera and your sensing or your observing instrument is all cloudy. So what if there's a way to clear everything up as much as you can, be able to keep your camera and your microphone clean, and to be able to observe without the pain of the first 3-4 days to get to the end when you go, I got a lot of insights. And do it all in 20 minutes. What do you think we've been doing every 6 times a week? When we do our meditation, it's average 12 to 15 minutes of that. And most of you, after we're done, you will experience at least 3 to 4 minutes in that meditation of silence. The only way you would have experienced that silence if the aura and the chakras were substantially clean at that time. And most of you have asked, you said, over these few years we've been doing this since, the COVID shutdown in March of 2020. Man, that's a long time, huh? A lot of you have said that, I'm more comfortable with who I am. You should be. You're stuck with yourself for many lifetimes. Okay, sorry, dumb joke. Anyway, that said, so the lesson is learn to be silent. Just try it. Let's say if you're used to, whenever you see your friends, you say hi, hello, and before you know, it's like verbal diarrhea for the next 3-4 hours. Try observing, cutting down your speech. Don't say much. Let them talk. Then observe. Say a few things. Let them talk. Let them, you know what else it does to you? It makes you a better listener. Because you're observing. And the funny part about people is this. When you're talking to someone, if you ask them about themselves and you just let them talk, even though you don't say much, at the end of the conversation, they're going to look at you like, man, you are a great conversationalist. And you think about it and go, I didn't say anything. Because most people just like to like that, and you just let them. Then after they're done, you just think of it, okay, with everything they said, what are the key things I should remember? What are the key things they said I could use to make them better, to help them, to help me? It'll be a completely different world. Try it. You go to a family party, just be silent. They talk to you, hi, hello, be courteous. And then if they say something, you think it's necessary to say something, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind and helpful? Then you open your mouth. And then when you said what you have to say, just either stop or say, what do you think? And just let them talk. And just observe. At some point, it becomes a habit. You're constantly observing. And the beautiful thing about this is, when you become good at observing, you also notice your level of inner peace skyrockets. Because as you observe, you're able to discern, this is good thing to do, this not good thing to do, this good thing to say. You get to observe, and you get to observe other people. You go, that person's really irritated, huh? Or you look at, hey, that person's really happy. You get to observe these things, and then when you're by yourself, you get to observe, yeah, I'm feeling my solar plexus a little agitated today. You didn't say I, you say my solar plexus. Or you're going to say, my emotions are not calm today. I wonder why. So you literally are able to step out of the cloud, observe it, and fix it. And when you're with someone you love, it's even better. You get to observe, and you get to observe, hey, this person's going through a difficult time. What would be kind words to say? What would be uplifting words to say to him or to her to make them feel better? You see, the mistake a lot of people make is like, they're going through a lot of pain. I have to feel the pain in order to help them. You heard me say this so many times. You don't have to drown with someone to help them. If they're already drowning in the mud, you don't jump in, okay, let me help you. No, you throw them a lifeline while you're in a safe place. And if you're able to observe, you go, that person's going through a lot of emotional pain. Okay, what are the proper words to say? What kind of emotional support should I give this person? I think they could use a hug. I think they would feel comforted if I express my love towards them, that I'm always there to support them. And you just let your heart chakra take off and flood them with love, or whatever emotion you need. But you see, in all of that, you, the soul, are in control. That's the difference. So when that's over, okay, you did what you need to do. Okay, you feel good, you're able to help someone. Okay, you go back to your life and observe what's happening with my work, my health, my relationship, whatever. You get to be the center of your circumference. You only do that if you can learn to experience silence. Because silence leads to stillness. Stillness leads to realization and recollection of who you are. Write it down. It starts with silence. And so if you're going to talk, you're going to break your silence, you do it in such a measured way. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind and helpful? Is it uplifting? You try that for a week. It will change you. It will change the perception of people around you towards you. And they'll treat you differently. Now, before we even get there, we have to scrub the aura and the chakras. Otherwise, you can experience silence. So let's do our meditation. I hope you learned the lesson. Again, I'll just post it up there again, at least in the other platforms. Be silent, or let thy words be worth more than silence. In other words, if you're going to open your mouth, the people around you should be better off before you open your mouth. Like after you start talking, they feel uplifted, they feel encouraged, they've grown, they've been helped. Then it was worth it for you not to retain your silence. Because every time you open your mouth, kindness comes out of your mouth and your entire being. You go, yeah, easier said than done. You know, I work or live with people who are very negative. Guess what? The more opportunities you have to practice. Right? Think about it. If you have someone who's nasty, you ask yourself, well, this is like resistance. And you already know, if you're working out in the gym, if you lift a piece of paper, okay, you can lift it 1,000 times, you won't grow any muscles. If you lift, 25, 50 pounds or whatever it is you're lifting, although it's uncomfortable at that time, but afterwards, woo. Anyway, you get the idea. It's all about perception. All right, I hope these life lessons have helped you. And I know some of you feel that it's something that has, at least based on the comments I've seen, that it has really helped you deal with life's challenges. I hope that more people will do that. If you can share these videos, tell them, hey, if you can handle it, you can handle the truth in your face, listen to this guy. So, because I've been taught by my teacher, always say it like it is. Otherwise, you're not teaching anyone. Okay. So be silent, or let thy words be more than silence. Let's meditate. Put your hand like this. Beware of your crown. I am that I am. I'm not the body, not the emotion or the thoughts. I am the soul that creates the thoughts, creates the feelings, and the actions of the body. I am that, the soul, the spiritual self. I am I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that, the soul, the spiritual self. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God. We're all children of God, meaning we're still growing and evolving. We are one with God. That's where we come from. We're one with all. Well, we are all interconnected, whether you like it or not. There's only oneness. Just be still. We are one. Now open your hands in blessing. Simultaneously imagine all of us are inside the big bright sun looking out into the solar system. We'll recite the great invocation to bless the earth with divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. Say, we are one. Now project a brilliant light collectively out of the sun and fill up the entire earth. Let's chant Om 3 times. Om. 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 From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. Now just be still. May blessings of divine intelligence, understanding and wisdom, and discernment fill the minds of every person, every being on earth now. So be it. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. Now be still. Let the blessings of divine love, kindness and peace, mercy and compassion towards all beings fill the hearts, the minds, and souls of every person, every being on earth now. So be it. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters and the spiritual hierarchy know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. So be it. Now just be still. Let all be empowered to do what is right, to be helpful, to be uplifting to all. So be it. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out and may it seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power restore and manifest the divine plan on earth now. So be it. Now just be still and let the blessings of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine will flow through us. You can focus on any country, any area in the world, friends, loved ones, anybody you know who needs a blessing. Let those blessings flow through us and focus them on these people that you want. Again, from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. From the center, which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power restore and manifest the divine plan on earth now. So be it. Now just be still and let the blessings flow through us. Bless the countries of Iran, Ukraine, many countries in the Middle East, Palestine, South America, Central America, many parts of Africa. May all the people in the world be blessed. North, Central, South America, Australia, the surrounding areas, the whole of Asia, Europe, Africa, may all the different continents, every person, every being be divinely blessed. So be it. Now, to intensify the great invocation, the energy flowing through us, just be still. Imagine a brilliant, brilliant star floating above your head. Put your complete attention in that brilliant star above your head and listen. You, the soul, are the one meditating, not your body, not the emotion, your thoughts, the soul. Just keep looking at that light. You are that light. And listen. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend on earth. May God's messenger of love return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth now. So be it. Just be still. From the center which we call the human race and all the other races, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it permanently seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power restore and manifest the divine plan on earth now. So be it. Just be still. Let's chant Om 3 times. Om. 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 Just be still and listen. You, the soul, are listening. Om. Just put your hands down and be still. Be still. Gently, very slowly, very gently and slowly, come back to your body. Gently move your fingers, move your toes. Gently and slowly come back. Take your time. Okay, raise your hands again. Imagine the earth in front of you. Picture the people you love. Fill them all with golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with happiness, with abundance and prosperity and spirituality. So be it. May all of them be blessed. So be it. Now be aware of your feet and the base of your spine. Project golden light down into the earth. Fill the earth below you with golden light. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. Blessings be to all. So be it, so be it, and so it is. Okay, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints of all traditions, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Tuakok Sui Mahagu Jumailing, thank you for the love, the light, the healing, guidance, and protection. We thank you in full faith. And so it is. Now, be still. Just keep your eyes open. Be still. Observe your consciousness. Observe the thoughts, any feelings, any sensations of your body. Just observe. Most of you should notice it's very quiet. Now, here's the key. Right now, we just finished meditation experiencing this, right? So what you do is after the meditation, for the rest of the night, the rest of the day, if you're on the other side of the world, try to go back to this space if you're not busy. Like you're not talking to anyone, you're not doing it, you're not working. Just let's say you're just walking from here to there. You go, it's like a 3-minute walk somewhere. As you're walking, you're still aware of your environment, but you try to practice this level of silence and stillness. And then when you're in a group of people, and if it's not your turn to talk, or you're not really talking, you're just there, be still. First, observe your thoughts and emotions. And then afterwards, you observe outside, observe people. You try that a few times, someone will go, wow, I didn't realize I could do that. So you could literally being an anchor where the waves of chaos are around you. Think about it. You notice there's some people, things are going crazy, they go, ah! Some people are like, they're just calm. They're not agitated. They're not trying to be, to be arrogant. Oh, it doesn't bother me. They're just like, okay, well, all right. So this is what's going on. This is how we fix it. It's like, how the heck do you stay so calm? That's how it's done. I've known people. This guy has ADD or ADHD. What's that? Attention deficit, really bad. And I remember I was invited to this YPO, Young Presidents Organization. I think that's the name of it. So there was the mayor was there, the chief of police was there, a bunch of big time bankers there. I was invited to give a talk on meditation. And the guy who was organizing, really nice guy, but man, he talks a million miles per hour. And he told me, "You're going to teach meditation? I'll be your worst case." Literally, when he's talking, when food is not entering his mouth like that. In the next 3 minutes, after I start sharing these techniques, just like I'm sharing with you, in the next 3 minutes, we guide him in meditation, everybody in meditation, he was like, knocked out. And I remember when he came back, he's like, "I know how you did that." I go, "It's very simple. It's already within you. We just need to help you find it." What more of you guys will be meditating for a long time? All right, this is a longer session. Sorry it took so long. I hope you got something out of it. Just remember, I'll show it again. The ones be silent or let thy words be worth more than the silence. So you have to get silent first. Know who you are. You're the soul, the spiritual self. Namaste, everyone. Thank you very much for allowing me to serve you. And we will see you for the next session, which is Wednesday for Anchor the Light. God bless. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I'm going to learn what buttons to push. Hold on.